we were almost ahead of the time. A lot of people weren't thinking about wanting social content or needing video content at all their events.
So we thought, what better than to own the category? You don't want all of your event content to be about the event itself. They can have some very unique insights that otherwise would never be shared via content. And really what that also unlocks is... Welcome back to season 2 of our podcast. Really, we changed the name. Last season, we were called the EventShark podcast. We filmed 24 episodes of a podcast without an official name. So I'm very excited to announce we officially have a name. The B2B Content Show. We, of course, are EventShark, and we produce B2B content for B2B companies. So we thought, what better than to own the category, do some AI GEO, as they call it, the B2B Content Show. Welcome, episode 1. Here we are, brand new studio at our brand new office.
Woo!
Let's go, man.
Welcome. What a great feeling it is today. We are filming this on February 19th, 2026.
Wow.
It took us about a month to get the office all together. Yeah. And we're here. We're giving a fresh take on the podcast. We learned a lot with year 1 of the podcast. As you mentioned, 24 episodes interviewed and talked to a lot of really cool cats in the industry. Yeah. But this year we're going to be changing the narrative just a little bit, changing the delivery schedule, changing the way we're going to shoot it slightly. Yeah. And I'm really excited about the revamp of the B2B Content Show. What are some changes to the show?
Well, Jake, first of all, we're here. New location, new energy, new vibes, but also we want to dial in the focus a little more. Last season, we had a guest on just about every single episode of the podcast. And with this new format, I think we want to do some more solo episodes like y'all are seeing right now. Just Jake and myself. And also we want to focus the topics on what our audience cares more about, which is B2B content. I think last year we dove in different domains of sales, RevOps, marketing, various niche industries like logistics. But I think this year, and with this new concept, we want to focus on B2B content and what that really means.
So what are the reasons to tune in? If you want to learn the best practices in B2B content, what's working in B2B content, what's working on LinkedIn, what's working on in this space, the B2B space, B2B marketing space, that's going to be the podcast for you. And I don't even like the word podcast. I like the word show. This is the B2B Content Show. Less of a podcast. We want to be releasing the episodes more timely. So the goal is to be releasing weekly episodes. And every episode might not be an hour. Every episode it could be 15 minutes. Could be 45 minutes if we have a guest. Right. We shot an episode actually yesterday. We had a guest in town, a customer in town, and we had a great conversation on B2B marketing. So that episode will be coming out the week after right now where you're watching
Keep an eye out. Aditya Vempati. Shout out.
Yeah, VP of Marketing at Mo Engage. So we want to get into the nitty gritty of B2B content, what is working. And we talked on that episode, we talked a lot about content distribution, how marketing execs are using AI, a lot of timely things in the B2B content world. So less about that episode because that's future state. Let's talk about right now and how we're feeling. So we got an office. This is the big announcement of 2026 so far. Yeah. Been a huge moment for EventShark. Me and Ding have been building this since, how long have we been building EventShark?
Well, we had the idea initially back in early 2023. This was peak when I was doing the sales rapper, going around being a marketing activation, performing at a lot of trade shows, in-person events, user conferences. And we noticed that no one had any cameras around, and folks were spending a lot of money going to in-person conferences. They're bringing all their most important people in their ecosystem there, and no one was filming content. And there's a saying that goes, be the change that you want to see. So we became that change. And throughout 2023, we did a couple of tests, validated our offer, did some shoots for free, did some shoots for cheap, and delivered great results. And at the start of 2024, Jake and I, we started this full-time.
I went full-time on EventShark, and
we kind of sunsetted my old sales rap company, and it's been full steam ahead since. So we spent the first year, 2024, just working from home, working from shoots on site with customers.
Out of your apartment a lot. We worked out of your apartment a lot. We were kind of figuring out our offer still. We did a lot of some social media management.
We're a bit all over the place.
Yeah, we're a little over the place.
Yeah.
Event content, we were almost ahead of the time. A lot of people weren't thinking about wanting social content or needing video content at all their events. I'll give you props because you were going to all these conferences and you're like, this is something that is going to be, this is a great offer, but the market wasn't ready yet. So we kind of spent 2024 doing some different types of stuff, as you mentioned, social media all over the place. But then 2025 was a big year for EventShark where we really figured out.
We got some traction.
We got some traction
in 25, and heading into the second half of the year, we have an awesome team in Austin. Shout out to Mason, who's over there editing a video right now. Shout out to Dylan, our head of editing. Now with the local team based in Austin, also Walker, our intern. The people love Walker. So we're not going to do the voice.
Yeah. People love the Austin team. And people love the EventShark team, but
yeah. And I think it's something Jake and I, when we started in our careers, we were going into the office, and I think it was a very formative experience for myself, and I imagine for you as well. And I think culture has always been something that's been important for us at EventShark, and I think ever since we've been in this physical space, it's 10x.
It's hard to have a culture, I'd say, remote. It's really hard to have a good culture, I'd say. And so we kind of put a bet on this office. Like, I think this is something that's going to be really good for us. Not 100%. We weren't 100% sure if this was going to be as good as it is right now. But a month in, at least maybe 5 weeks in, having the office, it has been game changing for the business. We come to the office every day, and we have a giant calendar of all our upcoming shoots. We're all collaborating. We're going on walks at lunchtime, and there's so many in between moments that you forget about not being in person.
Yeah. Even from a development standpoint, I think there's this concept of a shared consciousness when you're in person at an office that you can't have over various Slack group messages, Slack channels, and calls, right? Anything remote, unless it's documented somewhere, it may as well not exist. Whereas in the office, we have this collective knowledge. So it's been very helpful for quickly doing trainings, corrections, learnings at the office. Hey, this camera setting is better for this thing. Oh, don't add files to this kind of file tree in the SD cards. And we could iterate and feedback and give feedback and learn and improve at a much quicker pace than we could remotely.
Yeah. And besides just the in-person collaboration and getting things done so much quicker, coming up with better ideas altogether, is that we're also right in the heart of East 6, right in East Austin, which is such a fun location. So we've already had people visiting, and that's been a big partnership play as well with us. If you're watching this video and it comes stop by the office, we'd love to have you, because it has actually been fun. And we want to be like, when people think of Austin, we want people to think of EventShark and wanting to come here. So that is big on our to-do list to get as many people as we can to the office, because it's fun. And we're hosting an event, an office party. If you're listening to this, hit us up about coming to the office party. We're going to be having an office party here
March 12th.
That's the day, March 12th.
Yeah, it's right at the start, right before South by Southwest kicks off here in Austin. So if you're in town for South by, or you're based in Austin and you're watching this podcast, consider this your invite. Mention the word 996 in a DM to me, and I'll send you over the invite. Well, today's podcast, so we do this bit last season where we have our drinks for the podcast. So today I am drinking Bum Energy by Chris Bumstead, legendary classic Olympia bodybuilder.
I got a nice Voss water. I thought you were drinking a beer for a second.
Man. Not on episode 1, Jay. Come on. But we'll do the taste review. All right. So it's a root beer flavored energy drink. Tastes like root beer. What can I say?
All right. Get that energy, Ding. Mm-hmm. Ding, why you got such a fresh suit on right now?
Well, Jake, I got to say the same thing for you, man.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Ever since we've gotten the office, I've just felt compelled to dress up, because I've spent the past half a decade working remotely, wearing my gym shorts on calls with a quarter zip up top. And we were just talking even yesterday how nice it is to actually have a reason to care and try with your appearance. Right? I think there's a saying that you look good, feel good, perform well. And this has been a good opportunity for us to do that.
I went to the mall. I was like, I haven't gotten to the mall and been excited about wearing clothes, because we've just been like remote this entire time. So it's been fun. I missed, because me and Ding did go to the office back in the day. Yeah. We got dressed up, and it was fun. Well, not all aspects of going to the office were fun, but at EventShark, we're trying to make the office fun. So we dress up a little bit, especially, and we're also shooting content every single day, because I have my daily series, right? Hopefully you've been tuning into that. So we got to be ready for that. The camera's coming. We also have random people coming, not random people, but we have guests coming in all the time. So we got to be not looking like the grout fit on.
Yeah, there's this concept. I saw this tweet the other week of people used to drop in. Apparently that was a thing that people used to do.
Drop in.
It's and that's why people got ready. They got dressed up. They shaved and washed their face every day, because not saying I wasn't doing that beforehand, but people used to just come visit unannounced. Right now everything is you got to lock in a time. You got to have a calendar hold for everything. But people used to just show up unannounced, and I think that's one nice thing about having an office in the heart of East Austin is that anyone could, hey, on a whim, this afternoon, are you all there? Yeah, of course we're here. Roll up. Bang.
So we just talked about the office, but let's talk about some B2B content trends. This is a B2B content show, right? We got to be talking about B2B content.
Let's do it.
What are some B2B content trends to be on the lookout for 2026?
The number one most important form of B2B content in 2026 are video testimonials with your customers. And the reason for this is that AI copywriting has made it incredibly easy to spin up blog article after blog article of text testimonials. And we look at a lot of B2B company websites, and whenever we go into customer case studies or testimonials, 95% of the time it's text and there's no video component to it. Why is that bad? Is because when the bar becomes very low to create any specific form of content, everyone rushes in to do it. So now every company has easy access to AI and can within 30 minutes spin up a bunch of different customer testimonials. But the risk of that is when everyone else does it, it looks the same. The other piece is when it's purely a text story, there's less credibility and less believability than when you have a real human customer on camera in 4K telling their own experience. You can't fake having a paying customer on camera saying good things about your product. So that's why I'm very bullish on customer testimonials. It is, of course, one of our, excuse me, that bum energy is coming up. It's one of our most successful offers with our customers, and they see a lot of great results from it.
Yeah, we've done a handful of case studies and extended testimonials. We do a lot of just simple testimonials as well, two camera talking head type things, but we've also seen a ton of success with like the more case study type testimonial. Yes. If the average is now AI slop on the internet or written text post, we need to go above that level, and that's having video content. You typically nicer type content is just going to outperform and stand out over the other stuff. So, got to we're raising the bar a little bit on the video content. I got a couple other things. Series contents. I really like a series content because especially with the LinkedIn algorithm right now, most of your connections are not actually seeing your content on a daily basis. But if you have a series, for example, I am doing a series right now about building the office, and we're on day 24, 25. I'm posting day 25 tomorrow as of this recording. I've been doing it every day on this post, and probably not a lot of people have seen every episode. I'd say most people besides my mom have seen every episode. Most people have not seen every episode, but by having a series or a campaign over the course of a quarter or a few months, people can tune back in, and now I'm linking every day in the life or every day daily vlog in the comments. So now people can go binge that content. So series, bingeable type of content that can also apply to testimonials. But anytime you can create content over a lifespan or a few months, I'd say that is, I think, is the next level of B2B content, especially on LinkedIn. I haven't seen a lot of series, but I think there's a lot of potential for some interesting series.
Another big prediction, I guess, another big prediction for where B2B content is going is I'm seeing a lot of companies have success around proprietary research. And so a great example is User Evidence, one of our clients. They publish this report called the Evidence Gap every year. And what I love about the way that the User Evidence team does it is that it's not just a report, right? I think a lot of marketers make this mistake of we're going to do this big launch, this content piece, but the strategy is limited to just the asset itself and maybe the day of or the week of launch. What User Evidence has done very well and why their campaign has been successful is they've parlayed a wider motion to bolster their evidence gap content. So, for example, at the Highline event last year, their user conference in Jackson, Wyoming, they filmed video content with some of their friendlies, partners, influencers, speakers at their conference, talking about specific research and metrics and numbers that were covered in the evidence gap. So huge shout out to Jillian at UE, did a really good job with that. And the reason that's significant is those social clips were produced and then posted, and the messaging around those clips drives viewer behavior back towards the larger asset. And that's how you have a successful research-based content launch.
Yeah, I do like the idea of proprietary research, because obviously we can just go on ChatGPT, right, and like tell me research about this, but where is this data actually coming from? Where are these data sources?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like kind of almost like a data play, right? You're
Yep.
owning data that's your own. It's
Yep.
increasingly important.
Original research, original insights. And I think there's also a psychological element to it as well, of relatability and credibility. If you as a brand is conducting this research, it shows that you care, right? It's extra effort, and you're only doing this to benefit whatever community of ICP that your company is helping. And the other piece of it is, when you survey, when you have a motion to conduct research amongst a certain group, it shows that it's a proof point, if you will, that you're actively engaged in dialogue with that community. Right? I think coming from sales, Jake and I, one of the most helpful things for us as sellers to close deals is to demonstrate that we know the buyer's world. We speak with a lot of buyers. We understand your problems. And what better way to do that than to conduct original research, to go out, survey, have conversations with, and reshare prevalent points of view and findings within an industry.
Yeah. I want to give you some takeaways. I was actually in Dubai earlier this year at one of the largest creator conferences in the world. They were bringing in huge, massive creators. Mr. Beast was there. Some of the biggest creators in the world. A lot of no B2B. There was some B2B creators, but for the most part, it was YouTubers. And we know B2B is often stealing from consumer markets. So I'm always taking notes on like what larger like B2C creators are doing, because it'll eventually kind of fold into B2B. And some different things I was seeing was at this conference, when it comes to content, how important live was and how fast the turnaround time. They were having event content turn around hours after the event. And I thought it was so relevant to the times, with obviously streaming is becoming so important. Streaming is becoming so relevant in the culture right now. Yeah. And we're going to see more streaming enter B2B. Still slightly early on that, but even with this show, we want to eventually take this live in the future. Just a little preview of that. But live content, and at this conference, they would have a speaking session, and then they would turn around a collab Instagram post a few hours after the conference, collabed with the conference. Yeah. So I saw like a Mr. Beast post a few hours after, and then also they had a bunch of clippers clipping up all the content. So it was taking a lot of notes at this conference with that live aspect.
Yeah, I think the timeliness of content is really important, especially when there's an event. I think in sales we have this saying called speed to lead.
Yeah.
And I think there's also a speed to content. It's very important, especially any in-person event. People just stop caring, right? 2 weeks after the event. And that's why we always recommend with our clients when we do shoots in person is how can we make sure some of the content that we capture is evergreen, right? You don't want all of your event content to be about the event itself. Because you have that concentration of your ecosystem there, you can ask some questions that are more broad, more evergreen, more relevant post-event, and that'll set you up for success.
Yeah, that's a great call out with the evergreen aspect. If you're creating event content and it's all about the event, asking street interviews about the event, maybe like a couple clips of that is great, but max. Just a few, and then I get evergreen content. And speaking of street interviews, this is another thing I noticed in Dubai. I wrote a whole article about all my takeaways from Dubai. This was the number one takeaway I had, was everyone was doing street interviews. I swear, I saw 200 people doing street interviews. Everyone and their grandma was doing street interviews, literally. Mr. Beast, not Mr. Beast, but people were grabbing Mr. Beast, and all these creators were cross-promoting their street interview content. And as EventShark, we've been doing street interview content since that was actually one of our first offers, was doing street interview content.
Street interviews. If you're not doing them, do them.
Yeah. I don't think we need to explain why street interviews are so good, but I'll just give you a really quick reason. It's quick, it's efficient, you're cross-pollinating audiences. So for example, I was also just at a conference in Vegas last week. talking to a lot of people in logistics, a lot of logistics creators. And I'm going to be posting clips next week with all of them featured in these clips. So it's being able to distribute to different audiences, which is also another timely topic with B2B content, especially because it's becoming more competitive on LinkedIn to be getting organic reach. Diving into other people's audiences is going to be another important thing to be thinking about. The influencer marketing is becoming more popular, but how can you create partnerships or content partners that you can cross-pollinate audiences?
Yeah, Jake, I have a question. So let's say you're a company and you have a user conference coming up. What types of video content should companies be looking to capture at B2B events?
Depends on who the audience is, what a type of event.
Let's say a user conference.
Easy. Who are the people there? It's all customers. All customers at this event. You could do more sit-down type testimonials, street interviews. Get your customers in your content. It's the easiest way to sell without selling.
Yeah. So my philosophy is always, as Jake says, the best type of content to capture at events will be determined by two things. One is the makeup of attendees to your event. And two is the format of the event itself. And so what I mean by that, let's break it down. Part one, attendees. If you have a lot of customers, right, your number one focus should be video testimonials because you have customers in the room. Let's talk about that.
They don't have to be boring though. I would say there's like a room to have like a traditional testimonial, but you can also do street interviews with your customers.
Yep. And that's where you can work backwards, right? Is if you want more video content for your website, for your sales collateral, then this type of format where it's a little more produced, premium feeling, serious, professional would probably be ideal. If you're looking for some customer voices in your social content, more top of funnel, then you don't necessarily need to break down the specific case study, go into a deep dive of the problem, situation, context. You can ask some questions about a very specific piece of that and break it up into shorter bite-sized pieces for social distribution. And the format will look different. Are they sitting down in a studio type setup, two-angle talking head, or is it more street style and two people passing the tiny mic around? Another form of content that companies should be capturing at events are, of course, sessions. If you have speakers that you've invited that have painstakingly put together a presentation and their speech for the conference, you should probably film that. And it's also a great way to do a value add service for your speakers, right? Is you can help produce their videos, create clips from their speaking session, offer it to them. And really what that also unlocks is an additional distribution point for your content.
I was going to say distribution.
Yeah.
Distribution.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be sleeping on distribution.
Don't sleep on it.
And
Wake up.
Leaning into the speaker, use their distribution.
Yeah. Another form of event content every company should be considering is having photography on site. And this goes back to the timely content posting. So let's say you have a 2-day event. After day one, you should probably have some photos from the event to post up the next day. Photography is something that when we started EventShark, we didn't do a lot of, but over the past couple of years, we've significantly leveled up our photography ability because every event we go to, the clients always wanted photos and loved it when we submitted great photos because you're capturing that vibe, the energy at the event. And it's a lot easier to turn around some photo edits than it is to edit comprehensive videos.
Yeah, speaking of going back to what I was talking about in Dubai, where everything's super quick, that has been a huge focus for us going forward. And recently is really just a fast turnaround. So day 2, you already sent over photos, at least the best ones. So the event can post them and then also sending out to the group me or all the people are, and then you can send all the photos there. Yeah. And that's such easy distribution is having everyone that attended post photos there.
Yeah. And then the one last thing I'll add for event content, event video, is that so far we've talked about external folks, right? Our the customers at the event. But your internal team will also be attending these events, and especially if it's a remote company. A lot of these folks aren't in person at the same time, right? It can be incredibly powerful to get your CEO and your head of product on camera at the same time, talking about a new product release, right? It could be very helpful to have your CRO on camera interviewing a marquee logo someone that's represented there. If you have internal subject matter experts, folks that are building out the product, or maybe some folks on CS that talk to users every single day, they can have some very unique insights that otherwise would never be shared via content, right? And an in-person event is also, in addition to capturing customer voices, an in-person event is a great place to also empower your internal team to appear in content.
One of the reasons we got an office, I didn't even mention this, was to shoot freaking content. Shoot content, because we're in person. We can shoot content whenever we want. So it's been such a hack to have this, and that's what you can do at your event, is get so much content that you guys can distribute for the next few quarters. And when we're working with people for events, like some of the deliverables we'll have for an event is anywhere from 20 to 50 videos that a client will get after the conference. And that's how we're thinking about events, is like, how can we maximize the time spent at the event with all your important stakeholders and people that are typically remote to have content for the next few quarters. It's a little bit of a pitch there, but promise you, it's good value for sure. Yeah. It's the best type of content. That's what we've been seeing. That's the reason we got into this, is because it's such underrated. Whether you use EventShark or you have your internal marketing team, or you have a vendor, get content at your event, please. Ding, I saw you holding some books a second ago. Tell me about those books.
Yeah, so we had some cool cats and kittens, or some cool kittens and cats and kittens, whatever. We had some cool folks send us some books in person. So the first one from Louis Grenier, Stand the F Out. Louis was on Dave Gerhardt's podcast recently.
Oh, cool.
So I was put on to Louis. He has a very, very heartwarming and inspirational story. This man, cancer survivor, and just reset his mindset on how to be a person, how to be a marketer, and how to stand the fuck out. So check out Lewis's book. Very cool.
Sick.
We got something funny in the mail the other day.
What do we got?
We got the complete sales playbook from Win AI. We love Win AI. Win AI always does these fun concepts.
I always notice their fun campaigns they got. Or
so
the cool campaigns they
I
got.
see our friend, Mr. Scott Leese, 6-time sales leader, entrepreneur, author, podcaster. The brutal truth about sales execution. All right, Jake, let's see.
What do we got in the book? Whoa.
The only sales guide you'll ever need. Let's see. Oh, whoa. Yo, it's just some blank pages.
Yo, what's up with that?
It's almost like there's no one-size-fits-all sales execution.
What? I thought you could just run the same playbooks.
Oh, man.
Mass blast, bro. Burn your domains to the ground.
Oh, no, it's not 2015 anymore?
How do we do this? How do we hit our targets in the age of AI?
If only there was an easy way to win. Win. For sales execution that actually works, go to Win AI. And I want to shout out the team over at Win AI. Some big news recently. They just closed on a Series A funding round. So congrats to our friends at Win AI. Congrats on the funding. Congrats on changing the landscape of sales execution. And thank you for sending us a beautiful book. This will make a great start to our bookshelf collection that we're going to be building at the office soon.
We got to get the bookshelf going.
Yeah.
All right, we got a new weekly segment, Jargon 101.
All right.
Ding is our resident buzzword expert. Ding loves to use buzzwords in just normal day-to-day talking. He uses buzzwords all the time. We actually created a whole scripted bit about Ding using buzzwords. Go check it out. It's on our YouTube. But Ding, what's the jargon of today?
So there's this term called hedonic adaptation. Have you ever heard of the term, the hedonic treadmill?
No.
So this is relevant to B2B content because hedonic adaptation is the concept in which whenever an individual experiences an extreme high or an extreme low, they quickly return to baseline. This is why when folks win the lottery, you'll see them ball out for a month, and then life just kind of goes back to being normal, right? And I think this is incredibly important in content because a lot of people, when they think about content and social media and being a creator, they overly bias going viral. I want a banger post. I want millions of people to see it. But according to this hedonic treadmill concept, you can go viral once, and then a month later, perhaps even a week later, the baseline resets, your algorithm's crickets again, you're not getting likes, and suddenly you're back on this treadmill. You're like a hamster just running. Emotions reset. Oh, you had a big win. It doesn't matter. It's a week later. What have you done for me lately? Right? It's like sales. You can blow your quota out of the water in a quarter, hit all your accelerators, and then the next quarter, day one, you're back at zero.
It's what have you done for me lately type of business.
And this is why we always, when we think about content creation, we're always thinking about evergreen longevity. And this is earlier when Jake was talking about episodic content. That's why it's so important to create content with longevity in mind, because you can go viral once, but if you only go viral once, then you might be a dunce.
Thanks, Ding, for the Jargon 101 of the week.
I forgot my bald cap.
You have to wear the bald cap next time.
Yeah.
You need like a professor thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing this weekly now, B2B content show. We're going to be mixing it up. We're going to be breaking down things that's happening in the industry, but we thought for episode 1, it made sense just to kind of start from the beginning, right? We have to talk about EventShark. We got to talk about the office. It's new. We got to talk about what B2B content we're looking forward to in 2026. We're going to be talking a lot about B2B content, but we had to start with event content. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to EventShark. So we had to kind of flex that muscle a little bit.
That's right.
But we're going to be talking about a lot of cool things. We're talking about a lot of cool cats that are going to be coming to the office, and it's going to be a blast. We're going to see what we can do with this show.
Yeah, and if you've watched the entire episode up to this point, comment how many times Jake and I say the words B2B content in the comments below, and we'll send you a hat.
Ooh. All right, so thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for the next episode.
Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend if you have friends.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.